agent requesting backup.
Hello agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Currently you're seeing me do the Warhound solo. This is currently the best way of farming right now in the game, for gear, SHD levels, any of that good stuff. Just mucked up because I didn't reload my gun before I did that. See if I can save it. Bit more tricky solo. Could use skills and things to help me, but it's not really something I do solo. I just wanted to show it at the beginning of the video so everybody knew what it was. If you've not seen the Warhound farm before, guys, do check out the link below in the description where I show you how to do it in a full team of 3 and 4, and you'll see all that glorious XP and that SHD level that I get for less than a minute's work, which is absolutely crazy. But we do know this farm is going to go. And I wanted to do a video today to introduce you guys to other ways of farming in the game where you can net yourself some gear. And if you look at the Warhound, you're already over 1000 SHD and you're not too worried about farming any more than that. And it's mods there today and you think, oh, actually that's not that interesting to me. Here are your other options, everybody. So first of all, what you want to do is head to your map. If you're on PC, you press R and you can have a look at the targeted loot for the day. You can see when the loot allocation is going to update at the bottom, and the ones in solid white are missions and the ones that are greyed out are area targeted loot. So first of all, what I'm going to do is rule out mission loot altogether. If you run that mission on heroic, even with directives on, you're going to net yourself some SHD. Yes, not as good as the Warhound right now, but unfortunately you're probably going to come out of that with less than 10 pieces of gear. And for the amount of time that you're going to put into running that mission, it is certainly not worth it right now. Hopefully this is something that is going to change in a coming update. The only mission I would say might be worth doing, because you can do it super quick, is something like Lincoln Memorial. You can blitz through that mission, and if you really want the targeted loot on that day, maybe that is worth doing. But we're going to rule out mission loot right from the bat and look at our other options. What you want to do is set your world on heroic. Hopefully you're at the level where you can handle heroic. If you're not, get yourself a partner. If you've not got a partner, guys, and you're on PC, jump into my Discord. The link is in the description below. We have people in there that are playing every day and will help each other out no matter what it is you're trying to achieve in the game. So do come and join us over there. I'm looking at Fenris right now. I actually want a Fenris mask or a Fenris holster for an AR build that I want to put together. So first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to look at open world events. Open world events are a great source of loot. They're one of my favourites. You can just run around. They will constantly respawn even if the control points have been taken over. And they're pretty easy to do as well, as long as you keep your distance. If you're looking for builds, guys, do check the links in the description below. My M1A build is in there. My LMG build is in there as well. The only thing I've done right now is I've swapped out my chest piece to a glass cannon chest piece. I'll show you now on my M1A build. Because since the changes to focus, I'm not so keen. I do use it if I'm doing serious gameplay, maybe something like legendaries. But when I'm just chilling in the open world, wanting to farm a bit of gear, I'll switch to glass cannon and use that instead. I'm going to run this through. I will show you the XP that we're going to get. I'll show you the loot that we're going to get. It does say story at the top because I'm in the classified mission area. But if I go to the options on there, you can see that global difficulty is heroic, which is what is affecting the world event right now. So I'll run this through and I'll be right back. Typical somebody, I don't even know who it was, joins me group when I'm trying to do a video and show you guys that it's capable by myself. We'll catch up with them later and find out who that was. And there we go, that's the end of the public event. We're going to, in fact, I'm just going to cancel this invite so you can see the XP bar up at the top. So it nets us about a quarter of a bar just on heroic. You get 2 pieces of gear from completing it, and I got 1 or 2 drops here. Usually, you know, I'd say 1 to 4 kind of drops from mobs is the kind of thing that you get depending on what kind of event that it is. But the loot drops pretty well. You're probably looking 75% plus on heroic world loot. And there are plenty of these missions around. They will constantly respawn for you at all times. You can see, look, there's plenty for me to go at, even in this very small area. So that's probably your option 1. It's a great way if you just want to chill out and you just want to run things by yourself. The other option will be the control point, which is what I'm going to run next. I don't really like this control point, but we'll see how this plays out. Just remember, control points, the storeroom gear you can only get once a day. So even though now you can reset control points by changing the difficulty on your map. So if you was on heroic, you would change it to challenging and then change it back to heroic. It will reset the control point. The storeroom gear is only available the first time within that 24 hours for you to get. But they do net you a whole lot of EXP. And they do net you a whole lot of gear regardless of if the room is available for you or not. So I'm going to run this now. I have opened the storeroom already today, but I will run this CP now, show you the kind of drops that we get, show you it's possible by yourself. The first thing to note though, guys, especially if you're on your own, when you get the call in the allies straight away, that way then you can actually respawn on them now, which makes it really easy if you do die, especially being on heroic. The amount of times you die actually does not matter. You can just respawn straight back, so take your time, sit back. Try and avoid fire because it is deadly. So we'll call this option 2 right now. Oh. And I will complete this and I'll be back to you shortly. Now that the NPCs are here, my life's got a whole lot easier because the bad guys will focus on them as well as me, so I can just sit back and practice my headshots. So now we've got to defend. We're currently halfway through, so nice and easy so far, not too bad. And there we have it, a nice chunk of XP. For some reason we have been invaded by Black Tusk at the end. Do remember guys, there is always the opportunity for you to get rogues at the end of a CP as well. But look at the loot on the floor. Let's count out how many pieces we got. This is fairly average I think for doing a general CP4 on Heroic. So we got 3 pieces over here. Again, 75%-ish rolls. That one's pretty rubbish. That one's pretty rubbish as well. So we're just going to trash them. Rainbow, not so good. And an unbreakable chest piece that's not so good. So we got ourselves about 10 pieces of gear. A decent mod. And then obviously if this was the first time for your day, you could head up to the supply room. And you would net yourself 4 from that. You can actually net yourself a couple extra from this one because it's got a hyena box in. You're probably going to get purples from this kind of box and from this kind of box as well. They don't very often spawn yellows. Unfortunately, I think that needs to change. I get it with the boxes around the world. You've just got to open them. You don't really deserve a great piece of gear because you've had to put 0 effort into it. But to open the boxes in these supply rooms, you've had to go through an entire CP4. I think these boxes should be a little bit more rewarding. So that's a great way of farming gear. Obviously in this area I would have 2 a day, and then what you need to do is you go to your map, you head over to global difficulty and you go to challenging, and that is going to reset all the control points on my map. I don't want to do it on challenging, so unfortunately you have to wait 10 seconds. 30 seconds if you're in a group. And we're going to put that back over to Heroic. And then as you can see already though, they're already leveled up to stage 3. But they'll go to stage 4 when I flip back, and they will stay uncaptured and you're able to do them again. What I am going to show you guys is a little trick during it. If you're not bothered about getting the XP for completing a control point, we're going to head back over to that same CP, and I'll show you a way you can farm a control point without completing it and farm yourself a bunch of gear from the boss. This isn't down as an exploit. Essentially you do die on purpose, so maybe it could be classed as an exploit, but as of right now it is not classed as an exploit, and it has been in the game for at least 3 to 4 title updates, so maybe it's never going to go away. But I will, what you need to do is first of all head to the CP, which I'm doing now. These enemies will get in my way. And you're going to start the CP as normal, call in the reinforcements, so if you die, it is not a problem. But this is probably the fastest way of farming loot once the Warhound is gone. It's just that you don't get the rewards for completing the control point, but you do get much more loot. So it depends on what your objective for the day is. So we are back at the control point. So I'm just going to clear up, call the reinforcements in, I'm going to clear up to the point that we need to, and I will be right back. So we're just going to clean up phase 1 of the control point. We've killed the boss. We've got a guy up there hiding. And obviously you can see we've got loot on the floor, which is nice. So this is the point now, guys, where you need to pay attention. What you want to do is farm right up to where the enemy leader turns up, so the boss for the second half. There's one shot like this. Self-rush on the way up. Not a bad little tactic being up here on this. Get a good angle on both spawn points. That's going to win me out though. Yep. And this is the part we're interested in, so we're going to look for the boss. That's what you need to do. Don't kill all the enemies. The boss is the person we're interested in. So here he is. So what you want to do is kill the boss. Hopefully he's going to come towards us and help us out. If you're in a group, you can do this as well. You just need to kill the boss in the same way. Just leave the other enemies up. Being very kind to us. And there we go, we've got the boss loot. And what you want to do now is let the enemies kill you. Got a revive hive, hopefully they'll kill it to make the process quicker. If not, I'm going to get myself up. So there we go, we can respawn and we're going to go over to the safe house or to the colony, wherever you want to go to is fine. But what you will find is when you head back over, you can just fast travel, usually. There you go. To the NPCs that you called in. And what it does essentially, it starts that phase all over again. So you're going to start right at the boss phase. All your gear is still there for you to pick up. And as you can see, the boss has disappeared because we killed him. But what we'll do, we'll kill this set of bad guys. And I'm pretty sure after this set of bad guys, it's a while since I've done this because obviously there's much more efficient farms in the game right now. Push up just in case. It looks like the NPCs have got them. Good job, NPCs. Wasn't mine. Actually me. As you can see, these NPCs tend to drop some decent amounts of loot on a control point. More than what you get in a mission for sure. Whether it's just placebo and it's just because they're much more concentrated, I don't know. God, that NPC keeps going in my way. There he is, there is the boss again. He's going to actually come from behind us, which is not ideal this time, but we'll go over. Jump and cover and heal up. There he is. And you just repeat the same process over and over again. You just kill him, make yourself die, and you can do this over and over again. Obviously, like anything and most things in the game, it's much better to do this in a group. And if I died now without killing the boss, it wouldn't be a problem. The NPCs can have a chance to come and pick you up, which is your first option. And then your other option, let's see if we can take him on. Not looking good. Come on. Oh, we got lucky. Oh, right in the head. Right in the head. I don't think the NPC picks you up from a down state. That's embarrassing. Do they come and pick you up from a complete down state? Well, it's a good example. So even though we didn't kill the boss, we're going to fast travel back. And I'm going to do it again because I want to make sure you see that you get the gear from the boss when you kill him. You absolutely tanked me straight in the forehead. So as you can see, he's disappeared. The NPCs are back and you start that whole second phase all over again. Made some bad life choices in that last round. Got plenty of gear to pick up right now, which is obviously the aim of this video. We're just going to kill Bert. We're trying to ignore as many or distract as many of the other bad guys as we can so we can do the gear drop. Wow. GG's, NPCs. The most important thing though is that you leave some ads alive, because otherwise you will win and you will... And there we go, we've got our gear again. Gonna get rid of our reviver hive this time and we're gonna let these guys smack us up. Down we go. And you would fast travel back and you would do exactly the same process all over again. And you would just do that as many times as you want until you wanna just complete it and get the XP for finishing the CP. What's important though guys is you don't let the NPCs die, otherwise you won't be able to fast travel back and you will have to start again. So you do that process as quick as you can. If they're down, make sure you pick them up before you come away from the control point, just like I did then. And that's it. That's the best farming method I think in the game once the Warhound does eventually leave us. This guide really is for new players. It isn't really for people that have been around since the game came out. So I do hope you enjoyed it guys. Please come and check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE, where you will find me streaming most days. Check out the links in the description below and come and see us over on the Discord as well. Consider subscribing to the channel. We have a bunch of content coming to the channel on almost a daily basis right now. Build videos, hints and tips like this video. So do subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Let me know if you've got any faster farming methods. That would be good to know as well. But certainly, unfortunately, right now, heroic missions with directives is not where it is at for gear. Open world activities and resetting control points is definitely where you want to be. Thanks again everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.